Welcome to The Newsworthy. All the day's news in less than 10 minutes. Fast, fair, fun, and on the go. Thanks so much for listening. Today, a winter storm on the East Coast. President Trump says his button is bigger, and the lawsuit against Spotify. Plus, Carrie Underwood, The Today Show, and Coachella. All that and much more in less than 10 minutes. I'm Erica Mandy. Today is Wednesday, January 3rd. You ready? Let's do this. Snow and ice from Florida, yes, Florida, all the way up to Maine. The East Coast is dealing with a winter storm this week. ABC News reports it's starting in the southeast today before moving north tonight and tomorrow. So schools are already closed today in places like Florida, Georgia, and South Carolina. Then the Northeast is next, and the Weather Channel says the storm will be getting stronger as it heads north. So yes, snow. Maine could see a foot of snow possibly, but even a bigger deal is the strong winds expected. In New England, reports say it could be blizzard-like conditions, and visibility and power outages really become the things to watch out for. Also, you may hear this storm be called Winter Storm Grayson. The Weather Channel is calling it that as part of its winter storm naming system. Oh, and expected to be cold, like 15 below zero in Boston on Sunday. President Trump is saying, my nuclear button is, quote, much bigger and more powerful. Remember, North Korea's leader Kim Jong-un had said he has a nuclear button on his desk now, and that the country's nuclear weapons can hit any part of the U.S. Well, this was President Trump's response on Twitter. He tweeted that he too has a nuclear button, that his is bigger and actually works. There's a lot of talk right now about two names in the Republican Party. First, Senator Orrin Hatch. The Washington Post reports he's retiring at the end of this year. He's the longest-serving Senate Republican, and President Trump has made it clear he did not want Hatch to leave. But Hatch is leaving anyway, saying, quote, every good fighter knows when to hang up the gloves. The other name in this discussion right now is Mitt Romney, the same guy who ran for president in 2012 but lost to President Obama. Well, now a lot of people think he'll run in Utah for that Senate seat that Hatch is leaving behind, but no official word yet. Here's the other thing. Senator Hatch and President Trump get along really well. Mitt Romney and President Trump, well, it's complicated, and they've had pretty harsh words for each other in the past. The White House wouldn't say if President Trump would support a Romney run for Senate. Stay tuned. Spotify is facing a $1 billion lawsuit. Well, $1.6 billion lawsuit, actually. Variety reports the company that handles songs from big names like Tom Petty and Neil Young claims Spotify uses thousands of songs without a proper license. The company is called Wixen Music Publishing. Remember, Spotify settled a case with songwriters last year, a $43 million settlement. Bloomberg says Spotify did have licensing deals with big publishers at the time, but not some of the smaller companies like Wixen, which is suing. Spotify is saying no comment. Social media sites like Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube could face some serious fines in Germany. In the new year, a new law in Germany says social sites must get rid of any hate speech on their platforms. And there's a deadline. They have 24 hours or else, a $60 million fine. CNBC reports the 24-hour deadline is for anything that is, quote, obviously illegal, and the companies have a week to consider cases that aren't so obvious. Germany is, of course, more sensitive to hate crimes because of its history with Nazis. TBD if a similar law could make its way to the U.S. or other countries. Apple will replace your iPhone battery for just $29, whether your battery really needs it or not. At least if you have an iPhone 6 or later and there's no other damage to the phone. Why? Well, remember how Apple had to admit that it slowed down phones as batteries aged? People weren't so happy about it, and Apple apologized. So Mac Rumors reports this is the solution. Replace the batteries. Also of note, there are now class action lawsuits against Apple for the whole slowing down your phone thing. We'll see how those turn out. It's official. The Today Show on NBC has officially replaced Matt Lauer with Hoda Kotb. She'll be next to Savannah Guthrie at the anchor desk in the first 2 hours of the show. Then she'll still be there for her old gig in the fourth hour with Kathie Lee Gifford. Hoda Kotb actually stepped in as a temporary replacement for Lauer right away, like the morning it was announced Lauer was fired because of sexual misconduct allegations. Now, it's permanent. Country singer Carrie Underwood is warning her fans that her face may not look the same the next time they see her. People magazine reports she fell outside her home in Nashville back in November. She had said she broke her wrist, but now she's explaining to her fan club that she also got a bad cut to her face and needed 40 to 50 stitches. She said she's on the mend, but when she's ready to get in front of the camera again, she wants her fans to know why she may, quote, look a bit different. She also says she's grateful the fall wasn't even worse. The full lineup is here for the Coachella Music Festival. TMZ reports The Weeknd and Eminem will be the headliners alongside Beyoncé. Beyoncé was supposed to headline the festival last year, but couldn't because of her pregnancy, and Lady Gaga stepped in. Coachella is set to take place over 2 weekends in April. I'll, of course, link to the full lineup in today's show notes. And that's it. You are ready to go. I would love to chat more with you on Instagram and Twitter. Just find me at the NW Podcast and at facebook.com/Erica Mandy. And you can read more about the stories we talked about in today's show notes on thenewsworthy.com. Just click episodes and then click today's date. The Newsworthy is ready for you every weekday by 4 a.m. Eastern Time. Let's chat again tomorrow. Have a great day.